So we're going to start by taking off his clothes but leaving his nappy on. The main reason for that is that when he's got his clothes off, he is going to lose quite a lot of heat. So we're going to wrap him in the towel so he doesn't get too cold while we wash his head. So you can talk to him, you can tell him what you're doing, reassure him. And then scoop him up. Some babies don't particularly like this, so we'll just be fairly businesslike about it if he's not really enjoying it. Give his hair a little wash. Particularly quite young babies sometimes have a little bit of blood and stuff just stuck in their hair, which sometimes needs a bit of a rub. It's fine to touch the baby's fontanelle. It's the small little gap in the bones of their skull, and it's very safe to touch that. It's covered by very, very thick membranes, so you're not going to hurt the baby. And then when you've finished, really rub his head dry so he doesn't get too cold. Babies lose a lot of heat from their head, so you don't want him to get really cold while he's waiting. Especially with a male baby, when you go to take the nappy off, quite often they like to do a wee just as the cold air hits their nappy area. Hold him with your arm holding around his upper arm. Lower him gently into the bath water, supporting his bottom and legs as he goes into the water. And then let him get used to the idea. Let him have a little kickabout, a little float. And then once his bottom touches the bottom of the sink or the bath, you can let go with that hand, which gives you a free hand. Go for the creases. That's where babies generally get muckiest. And you can talk to him as you're doing it. You can sing him a song if you want to. Some babies really like having a bath, other babies find it quite stressful. You always want to make sure you're holding him at all times, so try to avoid the use of baby bath seats. Actually, more accidents happen when you use bath equipment like that than when you just have your hands on the baby at all times. So some babies naturally love the water and other babies don't. If the baby is quite enjoying his bath, then it's fine to let him have a little kickabout for 5 minutes and get them out of the water before they get too cold. And then lift the baby back out of the bath water. If you've got a towel on your shoulder, then you can lift the baby onto your shoulder so you don't get soaked. And then make sure you cover them up so that the baby doesn't get cold. And then you want to pat the baby dry all over. So you don't want to rub that fragile baby skin, you just pat, especially in the creases. And then this is a great time, if the baby is relaxed, to do a massage. It's also worth remembering that although older babies often have a bath as part of their bedtime routine, you don't need to bath a baby at the end of the day. In fact, they're often a bit tired and cranky. So for a very young baby, it might be better to do the bath in the morning or at a time when they're fairly settled.